If you're clicking on this video expecting me to go on why there should be a third Fighter Pass for Smash Ultimate, you'd be wrong. This is strictly a speculation video. I personally don't think there should be another Fighter's Pass, even though it'd be cool and all, but I think Smash Ultimate has earned the right to come to an end, and I think if there was another one, it would just kind of end all the hype around Sora being in Smash. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense. But for the sake of this speculation video, we are going to assume that there is going to be another one. Or not assume, just if there is one, I'm going to be talking about what kind of characters I think we would be seeing. So, first of all, I think that there'll probably be about 5 characters in this pass. Same amount as the first Fighter's Pass. The reason I say this is because if Sakurai thinks it's worth coming back to the series to add more characters, he might as well add 5. I would say 4 or 5 would make sense, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to say 5. Now, who is the first character I think that should be added? I think Crash Bandicoot would be a great character to add. As the first character being added in a third Fighter's Pass, I think he'd set the tone for the whole thing. If you're coming back to a game that you ended a while back to just create more hype, you're going to want to start off with a character that will create hype. Crash Bandicoot has been one of the most heavily requested Smash characters since as long as I've been playing the series. Honestly, I thought he was going to be the last character added to the game. He was who I was predicting. But he wasn't, obviously. Sora got that. However, I think Crash Bandicoot is one of gaming's biggest icons to date, and I think if there was another Fighter's Pass, by the way, sorry, I can't talk today, so if you hear me mispronouncing stuff, please ignore that, or please ignore it, you know what I mean? Yeah, so Crash Bandicoot would be a great first character to add, setting the tone for the entire Fighter's Pass. Next up, I think the second character that should be added is Phoenix Wright. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. From Ace Attorney. Why, you might ask? Well, around when speculation first started for who would be the last Smash Ultimate character, Phoenix Wright was one of the predictions, and one of the people other fans wanted. Obviously, again, he didn't get the spot, but he still was heavily requested, and while I understand why he wasn't the last character, there was still speculation around him. Now, granted, he would be, I believe, the 4th Capcom character to be added, and that would mean Capcom would be the only company to get in more than 3 characters. However, Capcom was the only company to have more than 1 character in Smash 4, so this wouldn't be too much of a stretch, I don't think. And, you know, doesn't really matter, this is just speculation. The reason I think Phoenix Wright should be the second character added is because he's not a super popular character. I don't hear him being requested all that often, and in all honesty, I just don't think he would be a great candidate for Smash. But like I said, he was being heavily requested, which is why I think he still deserves a spot in if there was a third Fighter's Pass. Next up, at the third character being added, I think a good character to add would be Rayman. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to go, oh, but wait, Rayman is already a spirit in the game, he can't be added. Well, it was the same situation with Min Min. Min Min is already a spirit in Smash Ultimate, but yet she was added as a DLC character. So that means that it's possible for it to happen with another character. I personally think Rayman is another big gaming icon that earns a spot in a third Fighter's Pass. He would have a unique moveset, I think. I mean, I haven't played any Rayman games, but I still think he would. From what I understand, he probably would, so yeah. There's really no particular reason I think he should be on this list besides being gaming's biggest, or one of the gaming's biggest icons and just probably going to have a unique moveset, and also being one of the more requested Smash characters. So, yeah, let's move on to the next character. Next up, I think Master Chief should get a spot in the third Fighter's Pass. The reason I say Master Chief is because Master Chief was also really heavily requested character around the time when people were speculating who the last character would be in Smash Ultimate. Master Chief, I think, would be a good candidate for Smash, as Halo is one of the most popular video games out there. I think a lot of people would appreciate this pick, and I just think it makes sense. Now, in fairness, Master Chief doesn't come from the most kid-friendly of games, but in fairness, neither does Solid Snake or Bayonetta. So I think Master Chief could be toned down a bit for Smash. So, yeah. And the reason I think Master Chief should come out fourth is because, well, I'll explain in a minute. The fifth character and last one I'm going to bring up for this, sorry, I really can't talk today. The fifth and final character I'm bringing up for this video. The last character I think should be added to this Fighter's Pass, if hypothetically there was one, and the character I think would best end off Smash is Waluigi. Yeah, go ahead, call me biased, you know he's my boy. But still, I think Waluigi would end the series perfectly. He's hands down the most requested character, and even if you're not requesting him, he's been really heavily memed. I mean, you can't know about Smash without knowing Waluigi has been memed to not be in the game, you know what I mean. And quite frankly, it kind of just shows how much dedication Sakurai would put into the series if he was added as the final character. Considering many people, including me, believe his appearance in Smash would be impossible, or at least as a playable character. It would just show how much Sakurai listens to the fans. However, this isn't an attack on Sakurai for not adding him. That's just how I feel about it. Now, the reason I think Master Chief should be released just before Waluigi is because for a bunch of maybe teenage players, or like Halo players, like kind of like people who are more into like more, not necessarily violent games, but kind of just games more like Halo, it'd just be like, kind of like, in their way, it'd sort of be saving the best for sort of last. And the reason I think Waluigi should be out last is because him being in Smash, out of basically any other character, is the most impossible, I want to say. Now, it would be the first time in history that an assist trophy is upgraded to a full fighter in the exact same game. But, I mean, Min Min was upgraded from a spirit to a fighter in the same game, so it's not completely impossible. However, it's still unlikely. But even so, Waluigi is the last first-party character I can think of that's really still being requested. I mean, sure, there's characters like Geno and Paper Mario, I guess. But, I mean, they're not being heavily requested, and Geno's already a Mii outfit. Yeah, I think Waluigi is probably the last character that's being heavily requested that is also belongs to Nintendo. And I think if you were added, then that kind of be a good end to the Nintendo All-Stars going into Smash. There are a million third-party characters out there, but if Waluigi got in, like I just said like a sentence ago, all the Nintendo All-Stars would be here. It basically just kind of end off Smash in a nice way. And not to say that Sora getting in Smash didn't end it off in a nice way, but that's just how I feel about it. I think Waluigi would end the series pretty well if there were another Fighter's Pass. Anyways, that's the end of the speculation video. Comment down below if you agree with this list, which chances are a lot of you may or may not disagree with Waluigi. A lot of people think he should be in, a lot of people don't, but we'll see. Yeah, I thought this was kind of more, I don't usually make videos like this, but I thought it was kind of interesting to make. Yeah, I think this Fighters Pass is fairly agreeable. And if you're wondering, like I said before, I said 4 or 5 characters. If you're wondering if I had to get rid of one character, I'd probably say Phoenix, right? So yeah, so anyways, that ends the speculation video. Like and subscribe if you want some more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.